What's good, guys? It's Ilson 4K, and as you can see, we're doing something very special here on Happy Horror Days, which for those of you that don't know, Happy Horror Days is a month-long celebration of horror movies that take place on or around Christmas that we do here on my channel, ILTV, where if it's pop culture, you know it pops up here. And we're also doing a special edition of Found Footage Fridays. Why? Because I managed to actually stumble across a found footage film that is Christmas related. And in addition to being a found footage film, it's actually a found footage film that's an anthology. And if you know me, you know I love found footage films, you know I love anthologies. I, of course, love found footage anthologies, and this one is an awesome one. And as far as the catalyst to the story that makes this an anthology, it's actually really a crazy story that involves a guy who shows up at a family's door during Christmas Eve when someone is filming the whole opening gifts affair and pulls out a gun, and from there it just completely spirals out of control. And this is one you need to see, and if you haven't seen, I understand, because it came out in 2022, so it's really new, and I can't wait to talk about it. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you stick around all month long for more Happy Horror Days horror movie reviews about horror movies that take place on or around Christmas. Now here's a found footage film that has a really unique story. It's about a family on Christmas Eve sitting down enjoying themselves with a young filmmaker of the family having a video camera documenting the whole affair, and someone shows up at the front door and claims to have a car that broke down, and they come inside with the one gift that they have, which is a little peculiar if you ask me, and ask to make a phone call. They would then proceed to make the phone call and leave after the fact. They say, hey, I'll go wait in the car, and everyone tells him to wait inside, and he starts a small conversation with the family and talks to the person with the video camera and says, oh, so you're a filmmaker, huh? And after that, he slowly pulls out a gun and starts to talk about how this filmmaker is going to make the greatest holiday classic of all time, and he's going to make it a live action thing by having her film them all sit down together. And he has them all sit down and ties them up when some of them get a little squirrely, and proceeds to have the whole family watch these Christmas tapes that are horror movies that are related to Christmas, but they're short stories, hence the anthology part of this film. And the guy the whole time is absolutely hilarious. I mean, he'll talk about how much he hates someone's gift and how they have no taste, and then he'll go on to review the film they just watched and be like, not as good as the last one, still could have been better. He's completely unhinged and just torments this whole family who just wants nothing more for than him to leave. And he proceeds to show them tape after tape while insisting to the filmmaker that he's going to make the greatest holiday classic of all time and to just keep filming. Again, it's something that's really well done. It's unreal, twisted, and maniacal, and it's probably one of my favorite plot lines I've ever seen inside of a found footage film, but also inside of a holiday horror film, because they had to go through a lot of creativity to make this happen, and the whole thing, even the family themselves, is just hilariously afraid of this. So even if you're not a long-time viewer of this channel, you're just a recent viewer, you know this is a film that I fell in love with like instantaneously as soon as I saw it. First off, you know I love found footage films and its off-branch thing, analog horror. Second off, you know I love anthology films. And third off, given that you're watching a special on my YouTube channel for the second year in a row about holiday horror films, it's safe to say I love holiday horror films, and this film is all that and then some. I mean, it is just perfectly executed. Right up until the moment where the first VHS is put into the VCR, you just can't get over how crazy this film is getting and how fast it goes out of control.
Stay calm, stay calm. Stay calm, you're in good hands. Stay calm.
Rachel, go!
What
are you doing?
Hey, stop. What's your name? Hey, camera!
What are you doing?
Well, I mean, the second that guy shows up at the door, it's just a matter of time before something crazy happens if you've never seen it before, and it does not disappoint. The whole way through, it is absolutely awesome. It's like a sleigh ride. Get it? Sleigh ride? Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. But again, absolutely fantastic film. Tickles all three of the fancies I have that I just listed, and I mean, wow.
Here, listen, camera. Hey, move the camera over here.
Mom.
Get over here, listen. I want you to tie them up and shut them up, okay? So give me the camera, and you're gonna take that. Hurry up, let's go. We don't have all day, we got 90 minutes.
When it comes to the short stories in this film, it's really hard for me to pick one. I mean, they're all really good, and they're all really well told. And what's really cool is, believe it or not, every short story actually has something to do with Christmas. So even though this is a found footage film, we get a bunch of little mini found footage film stories inside of it, making it like one of multiple. It's like, I don't know, it's like this like universe within inside of itself. But I gotta say, right out the gate, even the first story, which is about a guy who wants to mail himself to his kids, and it's of course jokingly, of course, he's just gonna hire someone locally to put him in a box and drop him off in front of his parents' house and have the kids come out and open him up in front of the grandparents.
I'm Dean. What's your name?
Santa Claus.
Okay. What's your actual name?
Santa Claus. What's with the camera? We gonna be on internet or something?
No, this is just for my kids. No, I'm doing like a little behind the scenes.
And what happens is the guy gets kidnapped by these two people portraying Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus that he's hired, and they put him in this tormentive situation where he's locked up in a basement, and they give him like 12 options to do, because I guess it's the 12 days of Christmas, and one of the options is a way out, and the other way is like something weird like a foot massage, or something much, much more torturous, which I won't spoil, and they give him like a pick-your-own-adventure affair in the worst way possible.
This is Pick a Box. Pick a box.
See all the boxes in front of you? Like a calendar, an advent calendar.
And it's just the first of many films in this that are really just awesome. I gotta say, maybe one or two of them could have been a little bit more well done, but they were all really good and really enjoyable to watch. And again, I can't pick a favorite one, but they're all really well done.
Or I can take one ear.
Okay. This is okay.
No.
No. I'm good. Okay. I get it. I'm sorry. I'm really fucking.
As for the main story, the catalyst behind this film, you might say, it's something else. I mean, it's really cool. It's insane to see how this family is just sitting there enjoying themselves on Christmas Eve, and this guy comes in, and all of a sudden, before you know it, he's waving a gun around saying he's going to make the greatest Christmas movie of all time with the filmmaker and the family, and he just completely seems so convincing in everything he does. He is off the rails, crazy and unhinged, and it's wild how he goes from like this considerate, caring person to this mean asshole with the gun when he can't get what he wants, and he slips between the two seamlessly and just absolutely terrorizes the family and everybody.
You made it. How do you guys feel?
Can you please just let us go, please?
We've had enough.
Please.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go, but I have one more surprise.
And another thing that's really entertaining to watch is the way he like reviews each film after he's done watching it. Like, not as good as the first film, could have been better. What do you think? I give it XYZ. It just makes them all the more insane. And the way he just rallies these people up and manages to make them just suffer him through all these holiday affairs is great. I'm almost upset there wasn't like a Hanukkah affair. It'd be cool if he brought one of those out, like a Hanukkah tape, but maybe these guys wanted to be careful just not to offend anybody. But I think it was a very well told main story that ties all the other stories together very nicely, because you got to be creative in that regard when it comes to these films. When you're going to have an anthology film series inside of a found footage series, has to be a legitimate reason. And ironically enough, this is a very legitimate yet unpredictable reason. Creative in every way, shape, and form, to be quite honest with you.
It's the Christmas gift. A little bit more Christmassy. Beautiful story about family, heart. Sad he didn't make it in the end, but hey, we're here. We're family. It's Christmas. And I really want to accentuate.
I will say this, the short stories are much scarier than the main story, but I don't know if the main story is really supposed to be quite scary, but the short stories have no real like crazy jump scares in them. Maybe one or two does, but they're more creative and more thought-provoking and actually very clever. The whole thing is really just something that a lot of these stories, to be quite honest with you, a little bit more fleshing out and writing, could probably turn into awesome like 30-minute shorts that could evolve into like full lengths. But there's nothing about them that's really bad or like boring. There was nothing that made me go, oh man, I want to skip this story.
Don't try to speak. You can't. There is a chip in your head, which is how you can hear me. Now follow these instructions if you want to be home for Christmas. In front of you is a gift for someone very special. I need it delivered.
They were all cool and very well done. And to be quite honest with you, I would love to see a part 2 of this. If they ever make a Christmas Tapes 2 and a whole new twisted way for there to be a catalyst story and that can only be told by these guys, I would absolutely love to see that in the imaginative ways that they come across of doing this and the short stories that they pull off for that, because Christmas short stories about horror is pretty damn cool. And I mean, nobody knew this until now, and maybe they just got lucky with a bunch of good ones, but all these are really great in my opinion. Ultimately, I did not expect to find a found footage film that was related to Christmas horror, but you can only imagine my excitement and my happiness when I did find this last year, but I found it too late to do a review on it, and there's only 4 reviews in this whole thing for the month versus like the 10 I do for Halloween, so I really had to make sure that I saved it for this year, and to be quite honest with you, I'm really glad, because this year's Happy Horror Days was more classics. We had 2 movies from the 80s and that 1 movie from the 70s, and like you just heard me say, out of 4 videos, it's really nice that I found something that was new, and not just kind of new, but really new. Like, saw it 1 year ago after it came out new, and I'm so excited to show it to you guys, because it really shows how a genre that can be very cliche and overdone, because, I mean, I love a Santa slasher as much as the next guy, but this is the kind of film that reminds us horror is in a very innovative and exciting time in 2022. I can tell you again, out of the horror movies that I have been in as a small role actor, there's a lot of innovation coming out, and there's a lot of cool stuff coming, and this kind of shines a light on what's going on in the indie horror world, in the found footage anthology sense, and it's a reminder to always go and check out the movies you least expect or have never heard of, because you might just find the most awesome hidden gem like I did with this, because, I mean, this movie is fantastic. And believe it or not, you can actually watch it for free on YouTube in the link in the description down below. I made sure it's legit, it's 100% legit. You can watch it for free, and if you have seen this film, of course, please comment down below how much you liked it or how much you didn't like it. Let me know if you're a found footage fan or not, and make sure you check out my other episodes of Found Footage Fridays that you can find here on my channel and the link down below in a playlist. And I'm really excited to show you guys again this awesome new video. And don't forget, every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/illtv4k, you can catch me streaming for the scariest night in video game streaming, the Total Terror-thon Thursdays, also on my YouTube channel here. Then on the same Twitch and YouTube channel, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday nights, you can catch me for the Saturday Night Spectacular stream, which is the other scariest night in video game streaming. And don't forget, thanks for watching, make sure you like and subscribe, and always remember, you're watching Ill TV, where if it's pop culture, you know it pops up here. You're watching Ill TV, where if it's pop culture, you know it pops up here.